So no shade to Johnny. I hope he finds peace wherever his journey leads him. This is just a deconstruction of a deconstruction. So Johnny tells two very different versions of why he decided to leave. And just like all the versions of the first vision, all the versions he tells are true. That is to say, I believe both of them. He just emphasizes different details because he has different audiences in both videos. And then also he's trying to emphasize different points or different life lessons he takes from each retelling of his story.
The story of how I decided to leave this really begins with the birth of my son. Isabel, who also grew up Mormon, and I got married in the temple. We went back to BYU together and we had a baby. Here we are literally in our cap and gown with Henry, who's like 2 weeks old. And that's when my wheels really started to turn. Having Henry really made me wonder and think about how I should teach him about the world. I really started to question, is this what I want to teach my son? And the answer initially was yes. I want to teach him everything that I know about this faith.
So in the original telling, Johnny's faith journey centers around becoming a father. Long after his lifetime of being a member, serving a faithful mission, getting married in the temple, and graduating from a church university is when he begins to question because he's wondering if he wants to pass his beliefs into the future through his son.
Because I really believed it.
So he's all in and he declares that he truly believes it. At a later point, he's going to describe experiencing cognitive dissonance, which is when your beliefs don't match your behavior.
So even though we started to leave the church, we were still going to church every Sunday, which I don't really understand in retrospect. All I can say is that that's what we did every Sunday. We went to church and there was some guilt if we didn't go to church, and so we went to church.
So in the first telling, he's well into being a father when he just suddenly stops believing. And so the only way to reconcile that dissonance is to modify his behavior accordingly.
But we slowly started to feel an emptiness towards it. And over the course of 6 months, we finally decided to stop going to church. My behavior didn't change all of a sudden. I didn't leave the church so I could start drinking alcohol or coffee or smoking. That was not a part of the agenda for me. I kind of just carried on exactly how I had always been.
So in his first telling, his beliefs naturally fade themselves, then his behavior gradually modifies to match. He reveals additional details in his second telling.
I got my temple recommend taken away once, and it was horrific. It was a bad 6 weeks. I felt horrible. I felt shame. And I was supposed to be getting married in the temple. It was coming up. My marriage date was coming up.
In this telling, he explains his behavior fell out of step with his beliefs before he gets married.
And I didn't have my temple recommend. And in the same way that it feels so good to be in it and surrounded by believers and worthy, it feels so bad to be shamed from it and to be seen as dirty for going a little too far with your girlfriend or something. Exhilarating, but horrifying.